Hey, this is Aryan and this is a tutorial on how to have an FK and IK switch. So on your rig you should have an FK, IK and a bind. Once you have that, you need a controller or a switch that does the IK FK switching. So you can get the curve tool and get a controller and place it on near the leg that you want to, or leg or arm that you want to control the FK IK switch. Once you have that, then you're going to go on the edit and you're going to add two attributes, FK and IK, and it's going to be the type Boolean. Once you have that, you're going to see these two over here. Once you have that, you have the setup. Then you're going to go on the bind. You got to find your right thigh bind or whichever joint or joint you want to do this for. Find the IK and then the FK. Once you have all that, you're going to select the toe IK, toe FK, toe bind, and you're going to go constrain and orient. You're going to repeat this for the ball. IK, FK, bind, constrain, orient. Ankle, IK, FK, joint. You can press the G key and it'll repeat the last action. Knee, IK, FK, bind, G, thigh IK, thigh FK, thigh bind. Once you do that, if you move your FK controller, the bind should be in between the IK and FK. So if you that should be the setup done correctly. Once you have that done, you're gonna on the bind you'll see some of this joint orient constraints. You're going to select that, go to window, then go to general, connection editor. Once you have this here, you're going to find your IKFK switch. You're going to load that on the left, and then on the original thigh binds, the joint constraints, you're going to select that and load to the right. If you have all the naming correct, you'll see the FK and IK switches, and you're going to make the connection. So the IK will go to the IK, FK will go to the FK. And you want to repeat this for the ball. So FK goes to FK, IK goes to IK. Same for the ankle. Roll right, IK, FK, knee, FK, IK, and then the thigh bind, IK, FK. So once you have that done, if on the controller, if you have the FK on, the bind is now going to listen to the FK, and it's now going to follow, if you can see that over there. So the bind is now listening to the FK controller. And if you have the IK, the thigh bind is now going to listen to your IK controller. And to get the IK and FK to, if one is turned on, to turn off the other, you can create an expression. So we're going to click edit, expression. You're going to take this name and you're going to do 1 minus the IK. So whenever the IK is turned off, it's going to do the opposite. You're going to click create, and you're going to see over here, if you turn IK on, FK gets turned off. If you turn IK on, IK off, FK turns on. Another thing we can do is only to see the FK or IK control whenever we have this toggled on. To do that, we're going to select the controller, go to display, Windows, connection editor, and we're going to toggle on, we're going to select the IK controller, load that to the right. So whenever the IK is turned on, that's where the visibility is connected to it. And we're going to then do the same thing for FK. We're going to load right again, and when our FK is on, this is turned on. So if you go back to the controller, if you turn IK on, the FK controller disappears and you see the IK. So that is it.